So when it comes to sifting through the mountains of data online, when is it a good time to use tools, and when do you need actual human beings?
Okay. I think humans always have to be involved, right? Because you need humans to analyze whatever that data is, right? So I think when you're just starting, you're going to do simple things. You're going to do searches. You're going to search hashtags. You're going to follow hashtags. You're going to look at link behavior. You're going to look at where traffic is coming from to find out where conversations are happening and people are referring and talking about you, right? You're going to look at Twitter. You're going to do Google searches. Maybe use something like Social Mention, which is it's kind of a free sentiment analysis social listening tool. You might use something like a dashboard experience like CodeSuite or Hootsuite. It also has, if you pay for the pro versions, they have insights built in, right? So, and now Hootsuite also looks at Facebook as well as Twitter. For a long time, it was just Twitter. And even the way that TweetDeck helps you, like compartmentalize conversations and threads and streams, right? But you need a human watching that. But then when you move up the level of really wanting to understand, to make business decisions and to address some business goals, you might want to invest. And if the amounts of conversation are really great, right? If you only have, certain industries don't have a lot of conversation out there, right? But then other industries, like brands that people can become really passionate about, like Apple, Nike, stuff like that, they have a lot of conversations, and those kind of companies invest in social listening tools. But humans still have to come in and interpret them, right? Because there's a lot of multi-language conversations happening. There are a lot of people speaking in slang. There are a lot of people using hashtags that you may not understand, right? So you need someone to analyze all of that. So that's even becoming a new job at a lot of companies. Like a company like Kodak has a chief listening officer now, right? And other companies are starting to follow suit.
Different cultures speak differently in person and also online. So is this sort of you almost have to be a cultural interpreter to do this sort of work? Is it okay to just have one person doing all of this, or do you need representation from different walks of life, do you think?
I think you need representation from different walks of life, but the thing that the company has to be clear, the company has to determine what the brand voice is, right? And sometimes you realize as you're dealing with different communities, the messaging might be a little different, but it should still be an authentic, real voice. So once you determine what the brand voice is, a lot of times, and the work that, I do at RGA, and even what I helped some folks with at ARF, was thinking about brand voice, what the content would be, what the message and positioning is, right? Who the actual audience was, and just being authentic with that, tying the offline and the online together as much as possible, right?
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. So there's all these fancy tools online for connecting with customers, for engaging, and I might have even a personal relationship with somebody on Twitter who's representing, let's say, a hotel brand. Then I go and I check into that hotel, and at the front desk, they don't know me, for a hole in the wall. How do you kind of connect the online experience and the offline experience a little bit more?
Right. Well, that's a problem a lot of companies are having. A lot of companies are not sharing that information across the organization, right? When I was at ARF, that was something that we tried to help companies think about and doing, about infusing social across the organization. And now, as a social strategist at RGA, but definitely in my plans and strategy recommendations, it's about having the whole organization buy in. Each department has to, socials here as a hub, and each department has to some way, get fed by what's happening in social, what's happening with the conversation, so everyone understands what's happening, right? And then, what some companies are doing from the market research department is, oh, that's a customer service issue. Let's send that to customer service. That's a product issue. Instead of just keeping all that data to themselves, that's what they need to do, filter it out to the appropriate departments.